So, CinemaCon is coming up this month at the end of April 2022. CinemaCon is the annual convention showcase for theater owners. All the biggest theater owners in the country gather. It's in Las Vegas, and all of the top studios have presentations and they preview their upcoming slate of films for the next year or so. And so, of course, among the studios, I mean, they're all going to be there. Warner Brothers is going to be there. Sony's going to be there. They're all going to be there. Disney is going to be there right after the Disney panel. Now, that presentation for Disney is scheduled for April 27th. And the very next studio to present right after Disney on April 27th is Universal Pictures. So that begs the question, of course, is Universal going to drop some HNs in there in this presentation? And I think, the bottom line is, yeah, I think there's a real good chance to think that they're going to want to push HNs in this presentation. You can look at the upcoming slate that Universal has of big films that they're releasing later this year. Arguably, the biggest on their slate is the next Jurassic World film. That's coming out in June. So they're absolutely going to be pushing that. They're going to be pushing Jurassic World hard. We know that. They've got Firestarter coming out on Friday the 13th of May. That'll be just about 2 or 3 weeks after the CinemaCon event. Again, in June, right after Jurassic World, we've got The Black Phone. That's another Blumhouse production. Universal originally it was going to come out a lot earlier. They moved it to late June. So I think all of these films they're gonna want to hype. Obviously, they're summer releases for sure. They've got some family animated films that they're gonna want to be hyping as well. This is all of Universal. Um, but one of Universal's priorities is absolutely going to be, I'd say, one of their top five, definitely one of their top 10 priorities for the rest of this calendar year is absolutely going to be Halloween Ends. And that is their going to be their priority for the fall. You can bet on that definitely for the month of October. And we can also look back on history as well. Let's look back on 2018. It was, in fact, at CinemaCon in late April of 2018. Jason Blum was there. He introduced Jamie Lee Curtis. She came out to the live audience and introduced the first official trailer for Halloween 2018. That is where it was first seen by public eyes. Descriptions of that trailer did surface right away. There were reactions right away. To put that in perspective, just a week prior to the release of that trailer back in 2018, and that was not the release of the trailer, excuse me, the premiere of the trailer back in 2018, just a week prior to that, on April 19th, 2018, that's when the first ever teaser poster for Halloween 2018 was released to the public. And John Carpenter, Jamie Lee Curtis, they all posted it kind of simultaneously on that day. And that gave us our first look at the H4O mask, the 2018 mask, the old man Michael Myers, if you will. That was our first look, that iconic poster, and that was April 19th of 2018. 1 week later at CinemaCon, they premiered the trailer for that audience, which is mainly the theater owners. Obviously, they want to get them hyped up. Now, for reference, the trailer itself was then not released online and to the public right away. In fact, it was not until the first week of June that the first official trailer for Halloween 2018 was released online, and we all got to finally see it and geek out. So, to put that in perspective, again, we can look at HK. Last year, the trailer for that was released even later. But, of course, 2021, everything was delayed numerous times in a lot of cases. And marketing was constantly shifting because studios just didn't know and weren't confident too far out that theaters were going to be open, that things were going to stay in theaters, release dates were going to stick. So everything was a little bit compromised, not the least of which was compromised when, as you'll remember last year, the first official trailer for Halloween Kills was leaked online roughly a week before it was going to be officially premiered and released out to the public online. And that same night, they put the trailer out as well as the first poster. Then there was no April release then, but then again, nobody was really marketing their films that far out, 6 months out at that time. Anyway, just because of the way things still were in April 2021. So that brings us to this month. Let's go over to the CinemaCon website, shall we? Starting at 4:15 p.m., that is Las Vegas time, mind you, Universal Pictures and Focus Features will have a presentation featuring footage from their upcoming slate of films. And those films I named are just a few of the ones that you can expect them to be previewing here. Also, with Focus Features, that tends to be the more serious minded, almost like Oscar bait type films that Universal puts out. But is Halloween Ends going to be part of that presentation? I mean, I would not be surprised at all if that audience gets the first look at the first official trailer for Halloween Ends. It is absolutely a priority release for Universal. They're going to want to start building the buzz, and it's timed about right for something like that to have been put together. Jason Blum had estimated roughly around the same time a first cut of the film might be ready. An early trailer could easily be put together from that first cut. Here's something else to keep in mind. The night before, on Tuesday, April 26th at CinemaCon, there's a special event happening that evening. Universal and Blumhouse have their own special 2-hour block where they are going to premiere the full film, The Black Phone. This is Scott Derrickson's new horror film. It looks really good. Now, that film opens late June. That the release date is June 24th, I believe. Now, I've been saying all along, for a while now anyway, when do you think Halloween Ends trailer will be released to the public? And my best estimated guess, and that's all it really is here, it's just an educated guess, just using what we know about marketing and kind of looking at how they did roll out the previous films. I've said, look for it the week of the Black Phone. Look for it late June. It makes perfect sense for that trailer to be playing in theaters, brand new, as audiences are going to see The Black Phone, this big Blumhouse horror event movie with Ethan Hawke, Scott Derrickson, director of Sinister and The Exorcism of Emily Rose, and Marvel's first Doctor Strange movie. And it's a Universal release as well. And it being June, it lines up right with the same timing as the release of the 2018 trailer, and as it turned out, the release of the HK trailer. So I still would say don't get your hopes up too much that trailer is going to be put out online at CinemaCon. But I do think between these two events, I mean, it might even be this April 26th screening of The Black Phone where they want to just surprise the audience with the teaser trailer, the first official trailer for HNs, just like it's going to play before The Black Phone in theaters. They're hoping. They might want to give this audience, which is the theater owners, that experience that they're hoping theater owners are going to get excited about giving to us, the moviegoers. So it could be even as early as Tuesday, April 26th, that evening, when the first reactions of the trailer might surface online, on Twitter, on social media. Um, but if not that night, then I would not be surprised at all if they do premiere a trailer during the Wednesday, April 27th presentation with Focus Features. But again, I would just caution everybody, don't get your hopes up that they're going to put it out to the public online right away. I'm going to stick with my June prediction that I still think it's going to come out right that same week as the Black Phone. I think it just makes too much marketing sense. And Universal, they want their horror audience to focus first on Firestarter, Friday the 13th of May. Then they're going to kick the marketing into overdrive for the next month for the Black Phone, and then they're going to want to drop in some Halloween Ends. Now, in between the late June release of the Black Phone, and of course October release of the mid-October release of HNs, there's another massive horror event that is happening, and it too is coming from Universal Pictures, and that is of course Jordan Peele's much anticipated Nope. This is going to be another big summer release. It's going to be a massive horror summer release. Um, Again, how that's going to factor into all this, all I know for sure is if they're going to hype anything with HNs, they're going to be hyping Nope even more. Like maybe a new trailer for Nope. I know we just got a new one, but they're really going to want to be pushing that one more than HNs right now. Obviously, that's the next huge release, even bigger than the Black Phone and Firestarter. Now, another thing that I said is I wouldn't be surprised if we get some kind of first look image prior to the trailer, like way prior. Like in the previous releases, we usually get a few photos. Maybe it's an Empire magazine exclusive or a total film cover or something from Fangoria. I totally think we're going to be getting some of that stuff here fairly soon. Um, I mean, it could be a poster released this month, right ahead of CinemaCon. That's how the marketing went with 2018. They dropped that poster 1 week later. They got the buzz going on the trailer, and that led into a couple early images, which really were dropped all within a 5-day period right before that trailer, and everything kicked into overdrive then. And that was very successful in 2018. Obviously, it made a ton of money, and it was super successful strategy for Universal. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're going to try to follow something very similar this time around. I wish there was more. I wish I had some kind of confirmation for you or something. I really don't think we're going to get that. I think it's going to be what it was in 2018. It's going to be a presentation. They're going to preview pretty much everything they've got from now at least through October, if not beyond there. That's definitely going to include Jurassic Park, Nope, their kids movies. I think they got a Minions movie and something else in that realm. So that's probably their big four. Halloween Ends might be make that top 5 though, and it's definitely in their top 10. So we'll see. But you guys let me know what you think.